Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make brownies. So first we need 1 cup of white sugar, and then we're going to need half a cup of butter for that really gooey texture, and the sugar is to make it sweet, obviously. And then we're going to need 2 large eggs so that it bakes better, a cup of self-rising flour so that we can make brownies and not just chocolate goo, 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder to make it brownies because brownies are chocolate. And then we're going to need a 4th teaspoon of salt so it's not too sweet and it evens out a little bit. And then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to give it that vanilla-y texture and flavor. And that's all our ingredients. And we all obviously need all of these ingredients because they're all very important. So, half a cup. So this is half a cup. We're gonna need 1 more. Okay. This is our 2nd cup. And for sugar, for now, we're done. And then next, we're going to need half a cup of melted butter. Butter, unsalted obviously, because we already have salt. And as you can see, this is half a cup, so we don't really need to chop it or cut it at any extent. Now we're gonna microwave it for 10 to 20 seconds so that it gets all melted and ready to go. While we wait for the butter, we can crack both of our eggs. What we need is 2 large eggs. Okay, 1 egg, and our 2nd egg. So right now we have 2 eggs and 1 cup of sugar. So the ratio of sugar to eggs is 1 to 2. If we were to do it the other way, eggs to sugar, it would be 2 to 1. Order matters. And then we have our butter, which doesn't look very melted now. Okay, next we are going to mix everything together. And now that our butter is all melted, we can mix it together. So our 2 half cups of sugar, which is just 1 cup. Pour that in. And then we can pour in our butter, our melted butter, our half cup of melted butter. And pour that in. And then after we pour that all in, you have to whisk until we mix it all, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, after we're done mixing our butter and our sugar, now we mix in our 2 eggs, and then we mix again until that's all whisked, and then we'll add everything else together. So we're mixing, and it's becoming more liquidy because eggs have those whites that are pretty much liquid, but they're gooey. And that's mixing it in right now. And it's making a really thick consistency that you really want to get. And when you're finished mixing all of that, you want to add the flour. This is a cup. This is half a cup of flour. Put that in. Put in the flour. After you put in the flour, put in cocoa powder, unsweetened, to make sure it's unsweet. And then we add our vanilla extract, our tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then you mix. You mix until it's all mixed together and smooth. and you want to make sure it's all smooth because you don't really want to have floury or too liquidy brownie mix, because that's not the consistency we're going for. See, like this kind of consistency is good, but we still need to keep mixing. Get all the flour in, make sure we're using all of it. You're going to want to mix until it's this kind of consistency. See, it drizzles a little, but it's not completely solid and it's not too liquidy. And then it's really nice brown color. Now, before we pour it, put the pan, we want to add oil to it so that it doesn't stick. So you want to take one of these brushes, dip it in some oil. Make sure it's not water, it's oil. And then spread it all over the pan, like so. And you don't want to do it only on the bottom, because even though it's good to not stick on the bottom, we don't want it to stick to the side either, because sticking to the side is going to get it really hard to fry out and not give you the result you're looking for. So, entertainment, please. So yes, we want to mix and spread all over. And I'm using avocado oil, but it doesn't matter what oil you use. It can be any oil because you're not going to taste it. So usually you would have to preheat for however long your oven does it, and at 350 Fahrenheit, and however many Celsius depending on your oven. And then we put our mixture in, and it's also at 350 because the degree shouldn't change. And you want to do it for you want to do bake, cook time, and 25 minutes is a good time depending on your oven. 25 to 30 minutes is a good time. And then just press start. And then our brownies, after done baking, should be done. Okay, now that we've finished baking, we have to open it. Ta-da! We need to get it out and make sure to wear protection so that you don't burn yourself. And then our brownie is finished. Happy, happy, happy. And then we don't need our mittens anymore, so we put it back. But we can't cut our brownies right away, or else we're going to burn ourselves. But you can see we will soon get to cut. And if you can see well enough, there's some gap between the edges. That's because we put oil on it. So that's to make sure that it didn't stick, and thankfully it didn't. And we'll give it a taste test after we wait. While we wait for our brownies to cool down so that we can cut them into pieces of 16. Well, for our ingredients, we had a ratio of 1 cup of sugar. We had a half cup of butter, 2 eggs, a half cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder, unsweetened, 1 tablespoon of salt, and a 1/4 tablespoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. All together, our ratio would be 1 to 1/2 to 2 to 1/2 to 1/3 to 1/4 to 1. That would be all our ratios, and of course, I already explained to you that we have different ingredients. And also, if you were to change the recipe, so instead of 1 cup of sugar, you would do 2 cups of sugar, it wouldn't change because it would be equivalent ratio as long as you double everything else except for the baking time, obviously. So if this were to be 2 cups, all of this were to be 2 cups, it would still taste the same. You would probably need a bigger batch. If you were to cut this in half and just do half a cup of sugar, a quarter cup of butter, 1 egg, you get the rest. But if you were to do that, it would still taste the same, but it would just be less. So if we changed it all, I didn't this time, but if we did, we would have the same thing, but either bigger or smaller. And if you wanted to do a quarter, same thing, a quarter cup. You get the idea. So it would still taste the same as long as you do it one thing, as long as you don't only do it to one thing, but you have to do it to all of it. So, and now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're cutting it 16 by 16, we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and cut 1, this part. This, we had flour, we used flour and oil earlier. It should come off right away. It's kind of uneven, but you got the idea. Give it a taste test. Really good. So, that's it for today. We made our brownies, and don't forget to try it at home with the ratios, and make sure you don't mix your ratios up, because we don't want a salty brownie, and we don't want too eggy of a brownie, or really anything. So, make your brownie today.